Well, hello again from Rubber City Motoring. Here we are with the 99 Corvette FRC hardtop. And most of the videos I've been doing with this thing are lighting. And that's because I've been working with Vette Lights on, the lighting solutions for this car. Being a 90s car, and, a lot of even new cars have this problem, the lighting isn't that exciting. So what we've done in the past are the front markers here, which I'll show you. Let me get up here. The laser LED side markers, whatever they want to call those there. Actually, I think the side ones are called the laser ones right here. And yeah, and then I just recently did their brightest option license plate lighting. It all looks great. That looks really cool. That doesn't. So today we're going to talk taillights. And the stalkers are just your standard bulb. I did a video just on replacing the bulb itself, which changed things a bit, but it still didn't quite do it. It didn't quite match that, which I've heard some comments. People say, that's super bright. It looks way too bright. Well, yeah, it does, because that's not bright. And it just, yeah, it is bright, but I mean, it looks cool. It's different. So what we're going to get into today is 3 different options on the tail lights that comes from Vette Lights. So let's take a look at the stock here, which if you've seen a Corvette, you obviously know they are lit up, and then when you hit the brakes, they go a little bit lighter, and then our center one goes as well. Alexa, turn off the garage lights. Let's take a look at this here with the lights off. Now, there we go. We're kind of gonna get a whole picture there. Okay, so even still, it's tough to describe with the camera. I always kind of look at the screen here, then I look at what I'm actually seeing with my eye. This is obviously brighter, and the difference in person isn't as bad as you see on here. But still, these do look dim, and they do look kind of orangey. They're not exactly that exciting. So let's get into what Vette Lights has to offer, and it is something new I'm super excited about. I'm going to compare a few different options here you can get from them. So we've got a lot to unpack today. Today is an exciting day in the world of Corvette taillights, mostly because we're going to try them all here. Well, let's say all the good ones. So if you can even notice a difference between the 3 here, which you pretty much can. So the first 2 up front right here, we've got the laser line LEDs here. That's what we're going to work with first. And this is all from Vette Lights. You can pick any one of these you want from them. And these are newer up front here. So they've got a red one, which looks pretty much stock. Now, this is obviously unplugged and what you'd see pretty much in the daylight, give or take. I mean, if I lift it up, you can kind of tell. But if we spin it around looking at the back here, there's quite a bit going on with these to make this all happen. One thing I do like is no matter what you do is the little plug here goes right into your existing bulb socket, and then the bulb socket spins into here, so it seals it up. We've got the red there, which if you're looking for a stock rear end look, you got that. I feel like I'm on QVC here. Now we've got the smoked one. The smoked is going to look a little different, obviously off. And same story here. Same back end. Not much different. It's all right there. So we're going to look at these 2 to start. And just like any of these taillights, it's pretty much 2 Phillips screws. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put these 2 on one side, these 2 on the other, and I want to show you what these look like. They're slick. These are the new look they have. It's halo, obviously, but it has a line through the middle. Just a different look on your back end there. And then those 2 guys in the back, that is their halo runner. So I'm going to get that to compare. We'll go red to red with those. So let me get these 2 installed here. And then we'll show you those with, lights off, and then we'll go lights on, the whole deal. But this is slick stuff. This is, like I said before in all my LED and Vette Light videos, what this does is it takes your Corvette to modern times. It's not like it's not halfway in any shape or anything. I mean, it is like, these are heavy, They're a good price. I mean, they're just they really are different than that video I did where you just throw an LED bulb into your factory housing, which I do have those, and when you compare them, it's comical. Just they're just a hunk of plastic where this has a lot more going on. So here we go. So I'm trying to get organized here because I have like 12 different taillights in my garage right now. I started to remove the factories, which is pretty much a Phillips screw and it holds into there. And you can just clearly see the difference between these. These are 1999 vintage, and they're in fine shape. They do have the rubber still around them. I mean, there's no issues. They're a little dirty, but I mean, they're fine. They just don't have the look of these, especially when on. Now, one of the best parts they did, so Vette Lights, love this company. I get this bag, and it says here, you'll need these. And I'm like, what is this? I didn't know there's any special parts to install this setup. It's a pair of sunglasses, and of course they say Vette Lights. Great. That's awesome. What a, that cost them nothing to do that for all their parts, but I think it's hilarious. That's a great idea, and you just might need these. So we'll see here what how bright these actually are. So pretty much with any of these Vette Lights, this job you could really do with one screwdriver. It's super simple, and this is the tinted side, lights off obviously. Pretty slick looking. I mean, if you got a black car, I mean any Corvette, this would just change the whole look of it. And what's cool is, so I'm going to kind of show you this one here. I went with the red, but you could get that in a black, and then you got that in a black or a smoked. That's cool looking. That's a little different. So that's their smoked option with the lights on. Now if we pan over, this is the red with the line red version there, and it definitely does match that one there. So at least on my setup, that looks a little more matchy, but either way, you kind of have your choice there on either one. So next move here is we're going to hit the lights and see what these look like. And I have not seen these yet, so I'm super curious because I might just end up liking them way more than I expect to. And as you do these, like I said, it's a simple Phillips screwdriver. I have this just in case I need, some leverage or something, whatever. I haven't used it yet, but it's really just a long Phillips screwdriver or Phillips screw. And keep a towel here or something, because as you all know, I don't know about you, but as I'm working, I always want to just set things here because it's just flat and it's easy. Have a towel or something, or open your trunk and don't set it on your paint. So let's hit the lights and see what we got here. So lights on, there we go. And what's funny is now that they're on, I'm having trouble remembering which was which. This was the smoke side. That was your red over there. You can't really tell much different with them on. If, this could weigh in your decision. And there it is with the side marker. We actually match now, because instead of super bright and lame, now we have super bright and matchy and laser and all that stuff. It is a different look on the back end though, that's for sure. And then here's our red over here. A little bit redder, a little bit brighter to my eye. And you can almost tell on the camera here that is brighter than that, but that's slick. It changes the whole back end, especially at night with the lights on. Lights off, you can't really tell much of a difference. Pretty neat though. I'm a big fan of that. And then when you hit the brake lights, all of this in the center is going to light up. I'll show you here. And then of course, blinker turn signal works about the same way. Part in the middle, sort of flashing. Very slick though. If you're looking at something where you have a halo on the outside, a line in the middle, that's it. I mean, that is very, very cool. And like I said, it totally matches their side one, which you can't see that in the camera, but there is more of a line through the middle of that, just like this. And like I said before, with lights on, you really can't tell at night here what the difference is with smoked versus red. Let me hit the lights here and we'll see it in complete darkness. And it comes across on here very bright, which I agree. You know, I had some people say, this one on the side is way too bright, man. And I get it. That is super bright if you're used to just a standard, plain old incandescent bulb in there. But, man, once you add LED taillight bulb or license plate illumination, you add these taillights, you add this, back into your car is just, it's completely updated. Very, very cool, though. And then back off again, you can kind of tell back to the difference here. The smoked versus the red. It's going to change the look of your car. And whether you want the stock look, you want to change it up or something like that, I mean, you got to decide. It's definitely a game changer, though, either way. That one, not so much off. You're not going to have the average Joe noticing you if you're running red. You run smoke, though, and then you smoke these out, it's going to be pretty different. So if you're going for that black look, I highly recommend that one there. It's going to clean up the back end, number one. It's going to match the shine of your paint. And number two, you're going to have that different look. Now, if we go over to the other side, same thing. It's going to be just as glossy as your paint, not taillights from the 90s that are looking kind of tired. But once you hit them on, this one you'll notice. The smoked you notice all the time. Okay, so let's compare something totally different. So like I said, let's get down to it here. We got something a little bit different to compare. So what you saw was this one. This is their laser taillight, if you want to call it that. About $329-ish in that range. The outer ring lights up. The center line lights up all the time when your headlights are on and, you know, your taillights are on. When you hit the brake and you hit the turn signal, this portion lights up. That's the whole setup I just showed you. You can get these in smoke, red, and clear. So that's that. These are pretty new. And if you look at the back, I mean, there's a lot going on with this to get that set up to be what it is. Now, what we have over here, this 4 setup here, these are the standard halos. Now, the standard halo they sell at Vette Lights, pretty much everything lights up. It doesn't look like that different. I mean, it does have a halo around it and all that. But, and it's roughly the same price as these. Now, what you get, though, when you upgrade to what they call the Halo Runner, which is what I did, it's another $70. The Halo Runner is the look, in my opinion, I think that's the look that changes the back end of the car. This definitely does. But this is just a different look in general. So you've got different options and different, we'll say, opinions on what you're going to see here with these different looks. Either way, though, they're both changing from the stock here, which is, pretty lame after you see these things. So Halo Runner, though, what it does is it shows the outer ring lit all the time, and then when you hit the brakes, the center's going to light up. Very similar to this. And back again, too, you have all this stuff going on in the back. So what we're going to do here is we're going to compare red Halo Runner to red laser. Now, I don't have the red lasers off, but it's going to be a red laser taillight so you can see the difference side by side. So here we go. This view probably looks a little more normal to some of you, just an all red back end. Now, as I just said, these are their Halo standard taillights, and not standard by any means, but they don't have the laser line like this one does. So that's laser red. We come back across, Halo standard, and these are Halo Runners, which we won't notice until we hit the lights, but here you go, a little different. You can kind of tell a difference between the two, though. With lights off, what look you going for? And now here's our lights on comparison. Halo Runner, just the outer portion lit up. And then our lasers, which are way brighter over there. You're definitely going to need those sunglasses on that one. So let me go zoom. There we go. That's your comparison between the standard Halo, well, Halo Runner, and then their laser tails right there. Let's get the lights off here and see what we got. And once again, like I've said on all these videos, over there on the right side, the passenger side, that is definitely way brighter on the camera than it looks in person to the naked eye. But man, that is cool. Either one of them, I don't think you're going to be wrong either way. I'm not going to give you my take on it, but that's super cool. Get a close up on that. And then when you hit the brakes, that center is going to light up. And I'll show you that here in a second. And over here as well. What I'm going to do here is mount the camera. And I'll show you a little bit of blinkers and that whole deal. It's tricky in the dark with these, so let's try a little bit of camera action with the lights on in the garage, and then you can kind of see them kind of simulate daylight a little bit. So here we go. Well, whatever you decide to go with, I think it's pretty safe to say it's a major improvement over the Stalkers here. As I said, these are just lenses. You're putting an incandescent bulb through these, and they're as good as they're gonna be. It's a Chevy. I mean, it's from the '90s. It's nothing fancy. If you're looking to take your Corvette to the next level, in appearance wise, not this doesn't give you any horsepower or anything like that, obviously, but I mean, if you're like me and you want this car just a smidge updated, this is a fun way to do it. And it is like an instant gratification, excitement level. When this box arrives here, which let me show you. I mean, they even have boxes now. They have Vette Lights. It's so cool. Look at laser LED taillights. It's super fun how this company's kind of growing in the options they have. Their website's a blast to look through. So as we just showed you, let me recap. Halo runners right here. Laser LED taillights right here. That's the red. That's the smoke. Smoke is going to be a completely different look with the lights off. Lights on, they look pretty much the same. But definitely, you got some choices to make if you're going with one of these. All I want to know, though, if you decide on one of these and you're ditching the old setup, which one did you go with? Comment below. Let me know which one you're running. I mean, heck, I don't even care if it's from Vette Lights. I'm just curious what the majority decides on these because, I'm kind of undecided and I can't really put my finger on which ones I totally like at this point after seeing them all next to each other. And if you don't have one, I'd highly recommend checking out Vette Lights. There's a link below, vette-lights.com. They'll set you up. Like I said, the Halo runners are a little bit pricier because they have to modify them. These ones are out of the box, good to go. So up to you, but let me know which one's your favorite. There's lots of options, and like I said, it's a fun, easy mod. Roughly what, 2 times 4, 8 screws you undo. You connect a new little harness in there, which is right on the back there. This guy plugs into your bulb socket. You seal it up. That's it. It's done. I mean, you could be done with this job in under 20 minutes. Take a look at VetteLights.com. Let me know which ones you prefer. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. More to come here in the garage. We've got a mess here, but lots of fun stuff happening. So subscribe for more, and we'll see you next time here at Rubber City Motoring. Check out Vette Lights as well. Have a good one.